Today I'm going to show you how to plant trees that I've been growing under lights all winter and spring in Cone-tainers, 10-inch Cone-tainers. I'll show you what those are. I've got a drill, I've got my cordless drill, I've got an auger bit, I got tree tubes, T-posts, fence post driver, and these are just how they grew in the tub under lights all winter. And I'm going to cut here in a second and show you how I plant them. You can see we've got a big food plot here, clover strip, and there's some native grasses about where my thumb is. Some logs over here. They're getting some timber in the back out, and we're gonna get these planted. All you need for this are tree tubes. The tree tubes are really important. I would not try to cage trees that you've grown all winter under lights. They're green, young, and tender. And if you cage them, they'll get shocked pretty heavy. They will grow, but it's gonna shock them a little bit. If you tube them, they'll go green and they'll go right into growing as long as we get rain. They won't get as much windburn, sunburn, or shock. So I would tube is my recommendation. I know I already said it, but here's the materials you're gonna want. I find these a lot more efficient than potted trees. You don't need a shovel or anything. I do a lot of these projects by myself. I do have help occasionally from family, but when I'm by myself, these run pretty lean. I'll go drive the post. So I'll have T-posts. I like T-posts because they handle the wind and stuff a lot better than like a wooden or a fiberglass post for the tube. So I get T-posts. I've got my tree tubes. I like 5-foot tree tubes. Fence post driver, of course. I've got my trees in the back here. And then all I use is a cordless drill with an auger bit off Amazon. It's like a $9 bit. I'll put it in the description, the exact size, but it's the same width as the Cone-tainers. Here, I'll pull one of these bad boys out to show you, but it's the same width. So I'll drill that perfect straight hole, and then this will pop out and go right in it like a Lego piece. So it works pretty good. There's not as much chance for air pockets or anything like that. No big hole, and this tree will go right into growing. 10-inch, I believe the item is SC10 on a Greenhouse Megastore. I did not come up with this idea. I'm going to give a very big shout out to Kevin Thayer and some of the other guys that are kind of the godfathers of all this, but they came up with this as being one of the better systems for growing these nuts under lights in small spaces. There's 98 of these in a flat, so in theory I could grow 98 trees in one tow, which is pretty incredible. These oaks, these are an English, I think some sort of white oak hybrid. You could see the roots grow through here. This is in straight peat. And then you've got some wild, pretty good looking roots coming out the bottom. So that's what you want to see. This is probably a 28-inch tree. So I'm gonna plant this thing right in the ground, and he's probably gonna be to the top of this tree tube by the end of the year. I've got a different tree in here, but I'm about to plant him right in front of this tube. Some guys like to trim these. I don't, not for any good reason. I just don't trim them because it just seems like it probably hurts them. I don't really have any good science to it, but some guys will trim them if they get real long to avoid J-rooting. So I'm just kind of rolling this and squeezing it, and then I'm gonna pull here, try to do in one take, and then boom, there you go. Look, it pops right out, beautiful, clean. You can see some awesome root system in here. And that's just straight peat. This took me about 10 seconds to drill this hole. You can see there's my drill auger bit, and then this just pops right in. I mean, it's almost an exact fit. I'm gonna fill in some of this dirt that came out of it and then pack it in, try to get as much air as I can out of it. And then I've got a gallon jug in the back of the side-by-side. I'm gonna pour that on it. If it were earlier in the spring, I wouldn't even have to do that, but it's pretty dry right now. I'm just wanting to get a few of these in the ground because there's supposed to be rain coming. I've got an old tube here, and I might have to speed this up, but I've got a 5-foot tube. Gonna slide the zip tie over right on the T-post. Right over them. Place that zip tie right over them. Press it a little bit, get that nice tight seal. Cinch, cinch. That's it. That's it, easy as that. there is no catch. Easy as that. The hardest part's growing them, but there we go. I've got a hybrid English oak. I got the acorns, germinated them in the fridge, planted them about the first of the year, have a beautiful tree, and it's gonna have really cool acorns, start producing in about 4 or 5 years maybe. And that's all there is to it. It's that easy. So good luck, happy growing.